Embracing the unknown is not scary. It's unfamiliar. Say it with me. Welcome or welcome back to your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance. And yes, that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest. So if it does not apply, it's not for you. You don't have to force it, so let it fly. But most importantly, grab your pens, grab your paper, and be prepared to take notes. It's a new month, it's new energy, new vibes. With that being said, we're going to talk about the knit and the grit. We're going to expose the truths about embracing the unknown, walking by faith and not by sight, as they say, regardless of your religions and your beliefs and your traditions, because we're not here to force religion or spirituality, as well as some recommendations, some reminders, some disclaimers, and what to be aware of. Immediately jumping into the video. So make sure you have your pen and your writing utensils. You need to know that when it's time for you to elevate, you cannot go back to what you used to do. Meaning, when it's time for the seasons to change, you too have to change. And this is why a lot of people struggle. The reason why people struggle is because you're not adapting with the seasons. You're not adapting with the times. You are holding on to people and places and things that need to be cut off. You have to understand that there is a season and a reason for why you are going through certain things. Nothing in this life is going to stay. We know this based off of plate tectonics because the world is constantly changing. The weather is constantly changing. Trees and plants and leaves grow and then they die. People and places and things grow and then they come to an end. Until you realize that when it's time for you to move and you don't move, you're going to think it's the end of the world and you're going to feel stuck and stagnant. This is why people have PTSD and feel paralyzed. The second thing you need to realize is that because embracing the unknown is mandatory and non-negotiable, you have to allow yourself grace. You must be patient with yourself. You are walking and stepping into a version of you that you've never experienced before. You may have thought about it, and this is why people talk about manifestations. All you have to do is visualize. All you have to do is affirm. All you have to do is be. But they don't tell you that there's action required. And in order for you to have specific steps and directions, you must know what it is that you need to be doing in the present moment. You cannot rush this process. You cannot skip steps. You have to embrace every single day that you go through, whether it's good or bad. You have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to be still. Then you can get directions from God, ancestors, universe, or your higher self to move forward. So the third thing you need to be aware of is that it is not a coincidence. You have to be intentional. And two, you are committed. And you understand the responsibilities of what it is that you're praying for and what it is that you're working towards. You will feel like you're being cursed or that you're suffering and that you're going through trials and tribulations for no reason. And I'm speaking from experience. Until I was able to fathom and really take the time to self-reflect and process what it is that I was asking for or what I'm destined for, which we'll talk about in a second, I would constantly be like, dang, it just seems like I have to go through all of these things and it's taking longer and blah, 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 all these excuses. And it's just like, look, when you're meant to be great, you have to be equipped. You have to be able to hold greatness. You have to be able to maintain greatness. If you want things that are not common in your environment, or you're doing something that's never been done before, you have to realize you don't know what that's like. You don't have to be an expert in the beginning. You learn over time. So the fourth thing is allowing yourself grace. Enjoy it. It's not permanent. It's only permanent when you refuse to move and you refuse to let go and you do not understand why you have to do these things. And we have over 400 videos for you to understand up until now. But starting in the month of October, this is what we're starting off with. So lastly, the last thing to be aware of before we get into the recommendations is be okay with it. Your past is going to become a memory. Some were good, some were bad, some felt like long, some you went through. People and places and things are going to come and go. Just like you have a birth certificate, you have a certificate of birth. You need to realize that life is serious. Now, of course, I don't recommend that we have to be serious all day, every day, because then we'll be like Squidward, okay? You need to know there's a time and a place to have fun. There's a time and a place to relax. There's a time and a place to go to work. There's a time and a place to study. There's a time and a place to take care of yourself. Understand that you live in this life one time. And you don't want your life to go by with anger, resentment, and regret or fear. We want to overcome our fears. We actually want to be the best version of ourselves. We want to be the person that we journaled and wrote down about and prayed and meditated and visualized for. You feel me? So now, what are the recommendations? Number 1, you must be okay with letting go of anything that's no longer resonating with you. The longer you hold on to certain people, places, and things, the longer you deal with your attachment issues, the more challenging and harder it seems like. The reason why it seems so hard for you to start a business when you've never been an entrepreneur before is because you have the mindset of being an employee. You are surrounding yourself with people, places, and things who maybe not as educated or have the experience. You have to be able to let go of anything that is no longer a part of what you want to do. You have to be open to receive the information, which is going to be the second thing. You have to put in the work. A lot of people say they want certain things. It's one thing to say you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a business owner, versus you actually taking the time to build your foundation, which could take years, months, decade, days, weeks. You have to be able to align yourself with who you want to be. So how do we do this? On your notes in the comment section, sit with yourself. This is going to take some time. I'm speaking from experience. This is the only reason why I'm recommending this video, but sit with yourself and take some time and ask yourself what it is that you want to experience in this life. You don't have to know immediately, but eventually you do have to come to a conclusion, because then you have to make certain actions and certain consequences and certain choices and etc. Once you put it to the universe, once you give it to God, your ancestors, once again, take a resonance, leave the rest, you then now have to realize, okay, in order for me to be this person or experience these things, what is required of this person to do those things? And then this is when you figure out, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I don't need to do. This is what I need to invest in. This is what I need to separate from. These are the resources. These are the tools. I created the 30-day consistency challenge playlist. I'll put it here at the top and in the description. Check that out. It breaks down the who, the what, the when, and the where, and the why, because you being successful is not a coincidence, not unintentional. You fulfilling your prophecy is destiny. You need to understand the ins and the outs. The third thing, or the second thing, let me know what number I'm on because I just lost count immediately, is that when you are embracing the unknown, you don't have to rush. You don't have to compare yourself. You cannot look at what everybody else is doing because, yes, they are examples. Your path is different. You may not have the same resources and the tools and the education and information in the beginning. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be nervous. And if you do, in the early stages, that is acceptable. After a while, you have to make a decision. Do you want to continue on this path, or do you want to stay stuck and stagnant? And speaking from experience, if you do say you believe in God, ancestors, universe, if you really know, you don't have a choice. So the longer you take the time to not do what you need to do and become disciplined and become committed, the more God, ancestors, universe is going to whoop your ass, and they're going to turn you every way loose. And that's why people seem like it's so difficult and so challenging. And I'm speaking from experience. The longer it took for me to do something that I knew I was supposed to do, the more angrier and more frustrated I would have felt. But I don't need to get whooped by Miss Universe, Miss God, Miss Ancestors herself, okay? Mother Nature. I don't need her to turn me anyway loose. I'm going to learn the lesson. So that's the third thing. Commit to yourself. Take your time. If you're not in a rush, you take your time. You learn, you unlearn, you allow yourself to grieve, you allow yourself grace. You're finding ways to heal. You're finding ways to exercise the things that you want. You're getting rid of the people, places, and things. Why would you not get to where you need to be? Why does it matter how long it takes? So what? It took somebody 2 years. So what? It took somebody 2 months. Are you them? No. What is comparing yourself to other people do? It doesn't matter if people are in your ear, because I'm telling you guys from experience, as you walk this path, as you elevate, all the people and places and things who had the most to say, they're going to fade away. They're no longer going to be compatible with you. They're no longer going to resonate with you. And you have to be okay with creating that distance. Like, I've constantly outgrown people. I'm going to continue to outgrow people because I don't want to be miserable. I don't want to be stuck and stagnant. Like, I am who I am. It's destined. And it doesn't matter what anybody says and does because they can't affect you. They're not a part of your purpose. All they're there to do is remind you of who you are. So it's like, as you're walking in this, you're gonna let go of certain people, places, and things that you were once familiar with, such as family, friends, coworkers. You're gonna meet new people along the way, but you're not gonna be able to create new relationships and surround yourself in new environments if you're constantly holding on to things that are no longer serving you. And and it's okay. Like, you don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to feel bad because everybody has a life to live. And if people wanted to do the work, if people wanted to become better, they would. So if somebody doesn't want to change, or if somebody doesn't want to seek therapy and assistance and whatever, leave them alone. Let them be. Let people do what they want to do. Life is going to continue to go by. You're the only person who's going to feel like you're missing out or you're too old to do certain things. You're not. As long as you wake up, that's enough time, energy, and effort for you to figure out. So because this is a new playlist, I don't want to make this video too long, but just know it's not scary. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. It's time. Usually we sing that song and say that to words like the wintertime because Mariah Carey made that, I think, for Christmas. But it's time now. No more confirmations, no more synchronicities, no more God, blah, 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 answers, universe. The time is now. Stop waiting. Jump up on it. Jump up on it. Like, commit today. You're watching these videos, not a coincidence. Now, if you choose not to watch, you choose not to take what resonates, you choose not to, that's on you. Every single day, you have to show up for yourself until you get to where you need to be. Because guess what? When you get to where you need to be, you still have to continue to move forward. You're still going to have to go through things. It's a huge responsibility. And because you've never been this version of you before, you can't have any expectations. And that's going to be the last thing before I end off the video. Let go of how you think things are supposed to happen and just allow them to happen. If you had control over the situation, you would. So if you do have control, do what you can with what you have. If you don't, what could you do? You can't fight it. When something's meant to be, it will happen. And it's like, you don't have to force it. You don't have nothing to prove. So what people may not understand or laugh, make fun of, they're not going to matter. I'm telling you from experience. They're all going to fade away. Because once again, what do we say in the beginning of the video? Nobody or nothing is going to be in your life forever. There's a season, there's a chapter, there's a lesson and a blessing. You're either going to receive it or you're not. Time is going to go by. Take your time, and when you take your time and you do it correctly, you learn what you need to learn, which means you become equipped, you become knowledgeable, and you can sustain what it is that you worked and prayed for. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this video all the way to the end. Thank you for giving it a big thumbs up. Most importantly, turning on your post notifications and subscribing, following me on all social media platforms, and checking out that 30-day consistency challenge. All the information is in the playlist, as well as follow me on my Instagram and on TikTok. I will be going live talking about this in the month of October, so make sure you guys follow me there, as well as letting me know what you think and your experience in the comments section down below, and booking your service and your sessions for your one-on-one appointments and services. Okay, it's a new month, it's a new energy. We're going to keep this mindset. We're going to continue to go with the flow. We're going to do our best. We're going to take our time and we're going to have fun. It's 2 more months left of 2025, and we're going to make sure that we end it off with a bang. Okay, love you guys. Bye.